Yo, yo, yo. How's it going, everyone? Much love, much love. Happy New Year, indeed. What a brilliant start to the year. Hope everyone's making shit happen. Don't happen by itself. I've been a busy bee. Much love. Wow, I just started the live and we got like 20 people here already. Cool. How's everyone doing? Alright, today I'm just going ad hoc live. Just gonna basically take some questions if you have any. Be happy to take some questions. I keep getting a lot of questions about Kundalini awakening. A lot of people have I'm realizing how many people have actually had a Kundalini awakening, because a lot of people, it happens spontaneously. For many people, a Kundalini awakening just happens. Like, you don't do anything. For many, it happens like when you overcome trauma. You overcome trauma and you heal, and then this energy just builds up. It's very, very powerful. But I'm realizing a lot of people are struggling in handling the energy. And this is exactly why I've got a course that I've done last year. I've done an event last year called Energy Mastery, because you need to know how to manage the energy. Because the energy is powerful. Like, it's all well and good awakening your Kundalini, activating your Kundalini, but you have to know how to manage that beast, because it's a fire energy. And the trick is to be very creative. You've got to use the energy in creative ways. Like, for me, I had my Kundalini awakening 2015. There's a difference between a spiritual awakening. I've done a post on this before. People go get a little woke first, they're asleep first, and they get a little wake. Then they start looking at conspiracy theories and all the bullshit first, and they realise, wait a minute, this is all nonsense. It's just taking me away from what's true. And then they have a spiritual awakening. Then after some time, along the journey, people experience trauma, troubles, problems, and then they're reborn. And the Kundalini usually awakens during that time. So it happens for everyone in different ways, But of course, you could do practices to activate it. Remember, Kundalini energy is running through your body anyway. It's where creativity comes from in the first place. But when you have Kundalini energy activated and you continue to activate it and keep it awakened, you're basically going to have a lot of energy. So you've got to learn how to master that energy. So, people think on the spiritual path, it's all about relaxation, meditating, and that's important, right? That's the yin. That's the divine feminine nature. You've got to relax. Especially when your Kundalini is awakened, because you've got to know how to shut off. Because otherwise your brain can go super, super active. Because your higher gamma brainwave frequencies, like beta is normal waking state, higher brainwave frequencies, higher consciousness is very, very fast brainwaves. Your brain works quicker than normal. So you get a lot more creative, you get a lot more insights, a lot more ideas. In a waking state, yes, you can go into meditation and get insights, intuition. That also happens, and that's alpha brainwave frequencies, and then trance-like state, theta brainwave frequencies. And when you're asleep, you get insights through delta brainwave frequencies. So these are lower brainwave frequencies. If you don't know your brainwave frequencies, I've done whole lives on it. I've done posts on my page. You'll probably find one a couple of weeks ago. I reposted it again last week, brainwave frequencies. So if you're new to brainwave frequencies, like normal waking state is beta brainwave frequencies, like 15 to 30 cycles per second. The numbers vary. People sometimes say 14 to 28, 12 to 25. So don't worry about that. Basically, just know it's higher and lower brainwave frequencies. So higher consciousness is faster brainwave frequencies. gamma brainwave frequency. So beta brainwave frequencies are like up to around 30 cycles per second, normal waking state. Now, if someone's not really that conscious, probably lower, on the lower end of the scale, 15 cycles per second. You know, always tired all the time, always depressed. So you'll be on the lower waking state. But as you get activated, you get more energy, you do the work, your brainwave frequencies will go over 30 cycles per second, all the way up to 100 cycles per second and more. So this is how I run 3 businesses, because the Mind of Matter is now a business too. So, you know, I've got the trading framework, which is traders coaching, financial trading business that I've been running since 2005. I've got an IT company as well. And then I've got the Mind of Matter. But listen, man, you got to keep yourself fucking busy when you got this energy. Like you know that, if anybody's seen that film, Unlimited, or Limitless, the film, the guy has to take this pill to become limitless. Well, when you have Kundalini energy, it's that pill without taking the pill. And you can have it when you can have that energy, you can have that higher consciousness, you can have that brainwave activity, you can have that creativity, you can have that fucking superhuman energy at will, anytime you want, you know. Now, there are people on the spiritual path that don't get this. They're like just into relaxation, meditation. That's fine, you know, that's cool. It's important. It's important, but we're alive. We're alive, man. We're here to live. We're not here to just fucking relax, right? Right. Relaxation don't get shit done, man. It don't get shit done. You can meditate all you like, and it's important. Don't get me, I meditate a lot. So the Taoist way, I follow the Taoist way, right? The Taoist way, do nothing, then do everything. Do nothing. Like when I do nothing, I don't get caught up in bullshit like watching TV, watching nonsense TV programs. I meditate, like deep meditation. I will meditate for an hour, 2 hours. When it's sunny, I'll sit on the sun lounger and just watch the skies. Like, do nothing, then do everything. That's the trick. The yin is the do nothing. The yang is the do everything. Divine feminine is the yin energy. Relaxation, peace, bliss. The yang energy is expressive, creative. Get shit done, get highly productive. You know, my book is called Live the Dream, because this is a dream, man. It's a temporary dream. Everyone is here for a temporary period of time. Don't waste your opportunity to live life, because you're alive. Everyone's alive, but are you truly living? That's the question. Are you truly living? Because if you're not, without a doubt, you'll be depressed, you'll get sad, you'll be miserable. You know, and we've got a world full of miserable, depressed people out there. I've been through depression. I know what it's like. And it's the spiritual path when you get into too much relaxation meditation, which actually makes it worse. That's why there's a lot of people on the spiritual path who are fucking lost. They don't get it. They don't get it that your deep meditation is important, but only to get in tune with your soul. Get in tune with spirit. Get in touch with God, your higher self. To let go of the bullshit that takes you away from your higher self. But once you reconnect with your higher self, and you've got your inspiration, you've got your intuition, you've got to do something with it. What's the point of being alive otherwise? We're not here to just fucking live and die. We're here, like immortality. I tell you what immortality is, because the physical vessel will die. Immortality is leaving a fucking legacy. Like Jesus Christ, like Buddha, like Guru Nanak, like Lao Tzu. The G's, the masters, they live, their name and their messages live into eternity. They echo through time. So the way you become immortal is you get out there and you share messages, have a presence, And those messages will echo through time. That's how you live forever. Buddha lives forever. Christ lives forever. Guru Nanak. So these religions keep them alive. Right? I know a lot of people bad name religions. There's nothing wrong. You know, yes, you can argue it can put you in a little box. But look, man, people find God that way. My mum follows the path of Sikhism. I'm born a Sikh. I respect Sikhism, respect what it teaches, because the main thing it teaches, there's only one creator, truth is its name. Whatever you discover from that truth is an individual thing, but most important thing is seva, which actually translates to service to mankind, which is basically the same message as Jesus Christ, right? Unconditional love. Unconditional love. And music. 5 high. Right? You want gamma brainwave frequencies, put some high vibing music on. Feel good. So look, the trick is to go deep into yourself, into your soul. Reconnect with who the fuck you are. Then, when you remember who the fuck you are, remember to live that out. There's no point in knowing who the fuck you are and doing nothing with it. Because that is a sure way to a miserable, depressive life. Because you're not doing anything. This is a dream, man. It's an illusion. This is God created this playground for us, as I say in my book. God created this playground for us to fucking enjoy. To create, we're co-creators, right? So in a dream, like look around. Look around you right now. Everything you see is created from people's dreams. Dreams become a reality. You imagine it, you take action, you co-create. We're made in God's image. God created us, God created nature. God doesn't create buildings, God doesn't create this chain, God didn't create this t-shirt, God doesn't create this chair, God didn't create that picture. Some other creative mind did, which was made in God's image. I'm creating this live right now. I created the Mind of Matter. I've created the tradingframework.com. I created my IT company. I wrote this book. That's called co-creation, meaning you are a demigod, basically. You're a mini-me. God made loads of mini-me's. We're the mini-me's, right? You know, like in the film Austin Powers, like Dr. Evil as a mini-me. We're God's mini-me's. We're here to create from our dreams. Live them out. Like every day you wake up, you should be like, okay, I'm in a dream, man. This dream's gonna be over one day. Everyone's time is ticking, right? Now, yes, of course, time is an illusion in this dream. Because it's like when you have a dream at night time, right? You have a dream at night time, what happens? Let's slow down the music a bit. When you have a dream at night time, well, you can dream a whole day in like half an hour in your dream. It's just an example of how time is an illusion, but we are experiencing time because we have a perception of time. But time is a commodity, just like, people use money, people use energy. The most important thing to use properly, efficiently, effectively is time. Are you using your time wisely? Like with me, I'd rather come on here, do a live and talk to people, inspire people, motivate people, share messages than will waste my fucking time watching bullshit TV programs. I'm not saying I don't watch it. I'll have a little, I like movies. I'll watch an hour here and there. Usually just before I go to sleep because I've got to shut off. But the rest of the time, I'm activated, I'm getting shit done. Because what's the point of being alive if you're not? You're just wasting your life. You're wasting your time. And everyone's dream is going to expire. This dream doesn't last forever, just like a dream at nighttime. It finishes. This is an illusion, a dream, a playground. Now in this playground, this is where we get magic powers, right? Because we can enjoy it more. So the magic powers we can harness, right? It's true magic, life force energy. So I use a breathwork, my Kambo breathwork techniques, commotion, qigong. That's why in my book I write, I do a lot of things. People say, fucking hell, Cam, you do a lot of shit, right? You've done a lot of stuff. I used to be a DJ, I was a martial artist. I'm still a martial artist, but I used to be a martial arts instructor, kung fu instructor when I was 19 years old. I started when I was 14. I used to be a DJ when I was 14 as well. I was DJing in clubs and bars from the age of 16. So that's why I love music, right? But it's limitless. Like I said, that film, the guy in that movie, Limitless, that's a metaphor, that movie. Everyone has that potential to be limitless. The only thing that stops you is your doubts and your fears. And other people, they try to bring you down. But fuck other people. Like in martial arts, right? The best way to stop an attack is to block it or get out the way. That's how you deal with people. Like people on my Instagram is blowing up. I just hit over 28,000 followers in the last year and a half. I've got over 100,000 followers on Facebook. So social media is blowing up, right? So, but it's not hard. It's effortless. It's effortless when you're in flow with the way of the universe, because the way of the universe is effortless. Like, it's not hard to be born. You don't even think about it. So every idea is born with the same level of effort. None. There's no effort involved. It's effortless. Like, getting shit done is effortless when you're in flow with life force energy. It's effortless. Because energy is in abundance. Your ideas come in abundance. You've always got energy to get shit done. I fast most of the day. I don't rely on food. I don't eat until about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Because I do intermittent fasting every day. It clears my mind. Clears my body of toxins. Keeps me slimmer. So, but I just see people wasting their lives. Wasting time. With bullshit, man. There's loads of bullshit. Like, take a fast from TV, take a fast from social media. I'm on social media, but I only come on social media to create content because I need to use my energy. If I'm not using my energy, what is it going to do? It's going to create thoughts in my mind. And if you don't use your energy, and the thing is, with higher consciousness awakening across this whole planet, everyone's minds are going to get more naturally, like even without you doing anything. This is what's happening worldwide. But people don't know what to do with this energy, so they're going fucking mental. They're like going crazy. Because imagination works 2 ways. It can destroy you, it can create you. If you don't do anything with your imagination, you're going to destroy yourself. Because you'll overthink. Overthinking is not the problem. The problem is that you're not doing anything with the overthinking. Because overthinking is actually a gift. You can think quicker than most people. That's gamma brainwave frequency is going to make you think quicker. There's fast thinking, there's slow thinking. Fast thinking, that's what I'm doing now. It's fast thinking. I'm not thinking about what I'm saying. It's just fucking coming out, right? So it's fast thinking. It's called unconscious intelligence. It's what runs your body. You just need to get in flow with it. Like, people try to use conscious intellect. Conscious intellect is what limits you. Unconscious intelligence is what makes you unlimited. Because unconscious intelligence It's what keeps your body alive. Keeps you alive when you go to sleep. It's pumping blood through my body. Keeps me breathing when I'm not trying to breathe consciously. It's pumping blood through my veins. It's happening for everyone. So everyone's got unconscious intelligence. But if you don't use it, it can work against you. It's just like the creative energy. If you don't use your energy, it can work against you. So that's why there's so many people with mental health issues. Me, myself, I've been diagnosed, personally, myself, with depressive disorder back in the day, depressive disorder, emotionally unstable personality disorder. Right? People that have like bipolar and stuff like that, manic depressives, it's just a state of mind. You don't need drugs to manage it. Because all that does is it suppresses your power. It suppresses it because the doctors aren't going to tell you how to handle it. They're going to give you a drug so they don't have to deal with helping you handle it. So what it will do is just shut off your power. It's actually a superpower to go into that. Because when people go with a manic depressive, like bipolar, emotionally unstable personality disorder, what it is you're going into higher gamma brainwave frequencies. But if you don't do anything productive with it, you just waste it. So people get diagnosed and they think, oh, fuck, there's something wrong with me. I've been there, so I know what it's like. There's nothing wrong with anyone. Like, actually, every human being has mental health issues. Whether you get diagnosed or not is a different thing. It's just a label. Because everyone actually has periods when they have more energy and periods when they feel low. That's just normal. That's called being human. But it's your body just telling you, look, when you feel low, you need to go within. When you don't have a lot of energy, you need to go within. Your body's always talking to you. It's God talking to you. So when you have loads of energy, you need to use it. Because otherwise, if you don't use it, what happens? Like I've had some people say to me, look, I tend to get really angry since my Kundalini got activated. But that's probably because you're not using the energy. If anger, frustration will come because your mind's saying, look, you lazy bastard, do something with this. That's what it is. This is your gift from God. Like, use the energy, man. Do you enjoy the herb? Well, smoking weed? I've smoked weed. No, I don't touch drugs. I've done everything in my life. I'm 44 years old. I'll be 45 in March. But no substances whatsoever is required, because if you smoke weed, it will make it worse. Now, it can help you heal, but it's a medicine. So, but what people do is they do it every day. You shouldn't take medicine every fucking day. It's a medicine. You take the medicine to help you heal. When you're healed, you stop taking it. But people become reliant on these substances. I don't smoke. I don't touch anything. I don't need to. It's a medicine. It's like mushrooms, psychedelics. Now, I drink coffee and tea with mushroom complexes like cordyceps, chaga mushrooms. They're great because they're natural adaptogenics. So they're great for higher consciousness and antidepressants. But psychedelics, I've been there, done that. DMT, done the DMT trips. Now, DMT trips are profound, right? Yeah, you experience other dimensions and the elves and the beings and stuff. But again, like, is that helping me in this life? It's great, but it's all bullshit. It takes you away from what you're supposed to be doing. So, I've been there, done that. Like, I've got that t-shirt. The DMT trips, the mushroom trips, smoking weed, getting high, drinking alcohol, doing cocaine, doing ecstasy. All nonsense, as far as I'm concerned. And I know a lot of people on the spiritual path because they use weed to relax. But why don't you just fucking relax yourself? What's wrong with you? Now, if you need to rely on a substance to relax, there's something fucking seriously wrong. If you need a substance to activate your higher consciousness, there's something seriously fucking wrong. Wake up, man. Like, this is where people are at. They're fucking mad. Seriously. People are relying on herbs, which are herbs for healing, medicine, and they're smoking it every day, getting high. And what happens? What about when you can't get your weed? You're fucked. You're depressed. It's nonsense. You can't rely on substances. If you become reliant on any substance, you're just fucking yourself. That's to answer Zach Moonham's answer. So I know that will trigger people because a lot of people love smoking weed. I've been there, done that. I know if I heard this back then, but listen, I don't give a shit. I tell people the truth. I tell people what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. You know, alcohol. Alcohol killed my brother at the age of 43. You don't need alcohol to enjoy yourself. I've been there. I used to believe I needed to go out and drink alcohol to have fun. I've been there. I used to have to smoke weed to have fun. I used to have a line of cocaine to get high. But now I just do some breath work. Put some music on. Right? Put some high energy music on. And breathe. That's life force energy. Like God has given you the only drug you need. It's called breath. Breath in Latin means spirit. Breath in Latin is spiritus. And actually when you translate spiritus, it is either spirit or to blow or to breathe. Put it in your translator. Spirit, translate it into Latin, it's spiritus. And then translate spiritus. So spirit is breath. The Holy Spirit is breath. Breathe that Holy Spirit, man. Smoke that. See how you feel. But do it consciously. Right? Now I teach people the Kambo breathwork framework. On the Demigod's Awakening event I just done the other weekend, I got the Superhuman Activation weekend on the 21st, 22nd of January. Now people feel that power, right? You do the breath work properly, the cerebral spine field will travel up your spine, activate your pituitary gland and your pineal gland. You've got the substance that you need in your body, and it don't cost you a penny. It's not going to make you go broke. You're not going to feel depressed when you can't get it because you've always got it. Right? So I just breathe. But with intensity. Put some music on. Hold the breath. When you hold the breath, it will activate your pineal gland and your pituitary gland and your higher conscious instantly. That is the only drug you need. It will make you feel, and you've got it on tap, man. You got it on tap. You don't need to go to your dealer to buy your eighth, to buy your ounce. It doesn't cost you a penny. Because God is that fucking great, He gave you the only drug you need. It's actually the only medicine you need. Breath. But learn to use it properly. Life force energy, chi energy, It's flowing all around you. Here, this is why I do Qigong. It's life force energy, man. Bring it into your vessel. Bring it into your vessel. Get activated. Get activated. But people, they think it's easier to buy the weed, to get the bottle of fucking whiskey, to get the gram of coke. It's not fucking easier. First you got to call your dealer. You got to pay them money, so you're losing money, and then you'll become addicted. Get addicted to breath. Get addicted to life force energy. Get addicted to Kundalini fire, man. That's how you become limitless. And there's no hangover. There's no side effects. Like, a lot of people don't realize weed is a depressant, because when you don't have it, what happens? You get depressed. If you've smoked weed, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't have your joint, when you smoke it every day, if you don't have your joint for one day, you'll get down, you'll get depressed. Because you become reliant on a substance that you don't fucking need. I tell it as it is, man. Want to connect telepathy with me? Bathroom singer. Not really. I don't really need anybody else's thoughts in my mind. Thank you very much. How do I improve my intuition? Go within, Mayhek. Go within. Let me slow down the music now. My energy gets a little bit too high. I need to bring it down. So music is one way you can manage your state. Like, if you listen to relaxing music, you'll lower your brainwave frequencies and you will feel more relaxed. If you put high energy music on, like trance music, drum and bass, rock music, you'll get energized. Like, music is so powerful. Like, music is medicine. Just like movement is medicine. Like, people don't realize these simple things are medicine. Music is medicine. Moving is medicine. But we have a world out there which watches people like Snoop Doggy Dogg smoking joints all day long. Right? All these hip hop stars, and because you're sold the bullshit. You've been caught up by the illusion. You've got fucking trapped. Your mind has got hijacked. You started to believe, I need to drink. I need to do cocaine. Because you see it all on the TV. Like, they glamorize this shit. They glamorize cocaine. It's like, I've been there. I know what it's like, man. But when you've gone there and come out of that bullshit, you know how bad it is. How bad it is. So how do you improve your intuition, Mayek? Basically, you go within. Intuition is about, look at the word, intuition. So it's two words, right? In and tuition. Tuition means you're being taught from within. So if you look at the word intuition, it means you're being taught from within. So all you need to do is go within to get intuition. It's very, very simple. So when you cut off, like detach from the bullshit out here, detach from all the nonsense out here, you go within to your own soul, because your soul knows everything you need to know in this lifetime, because it's got all the code it needs to live this life out to the full potential. You're born with it programmed in your DNA. Like, your soul has come here knowing exactly what it needs to do. What happens is that people get caught up with the illusion, with all the bullshit, with the drugs, the alcohol, with the partying, with the television programs, because that's why they're all out there. Because the reason the powers that be put it all out there is to keep you distracted. This is why there's a liquor store on every corner. And next to it, there's a gambling shop and a pawn shop. It's all nicely laid out to distract you and fuck you up. Because they know that your true power is within. Once you get away from the bullshit and you connect within, you remember who the fuck you are. So your intuition, God, the divine, your higher self is one with God. So you have your lower self, which is what we believe we are, the identity, the me, right? We start to believe we're this person, this body, because everyone says, that's you, that's who you are, that's who you should be. So we get put in these boxes, and that's not true. You are much more than that. But that's what people get caught up with. I am this, I am me, I am a husband, I am a wife, I am a father, I am whatever job you do, I'm a doctor, I'm an engineer, so people label themselves and then they play those labels out. That's how you get programmed. But when you take all those labels away, what's left? Your soul, your spirit, your higher self, your true self. You get rid of all the labels. The identity, the me, the ego, that's what the ego is. The ego is the identity that you begin to believe you are. So what you want to do is forget about who you think you are and have begun to believe you are. Go within and go into silence. Go into deep meditation. Or otherwise, connect with nature. Like you want to find your true nature? The clue is in the word, nature. Just go to nature. Because you're always going to find, nature is always beautiful. I don't know many people that go out in nature and see, the ocean, the sea, or the plants and the trees and the grass. If you're at least a little bit awakened, you'll see it, right? So you can always find beauty, peace, bliss, and serenity in nature. So what I do is every morning I go for a walk in nature. First thing, as soon as I get up, I get washed up, and I go straight out, and I live in the countryside, so I go and walk in nature first thing in the morning because it just clears your mind. So it's actually what I call, when I teach my clients, dynamic meditation. So you got to learn to live in meditation. So you're basically meditating with your eyes open. But you're not going to be able to do that if you're walking in the city of New York or the city of London where there's thousands of people walking around. You need to be alone, just you and nature. It's the same thing as meditation. It's dynamic meditation. So people believe that they can only meditate by closing their eyes. No, you need to learn that you can meditate and be in a meditative state of mind with your eyes wide open. And actually you need to practice how to do that because you don't want to rely on meditation to get peace. Meaning a closed eyes meditation. You don't want to rely on that. You want to get into the habit, because we're habitual beings. You want to get into the habit of being in a peaceful, blissful, relaxed state without having to close your eyes. So if I want to go into theta brainwave frequencies and deep meditation, and I want to relax because I've just expired too much energy, then I go into deep meditation. And I'll put my headphones on and I will listen to sound healing frequencies, Tibetan bowls, brainwave frequencies, solfeggio frequencies. So stuff like that, or just meditation music. You can use guided meditation if you like that. So you can do that kind of meditation too. But I would urge everyone just to get used to having a little walk and connecting with nature every day. People underestimate the power of simple things like going for a walk. Walking is medicine. We're in the old days, we're in this world, people are so hooked up on screens. They don't, and then we had the pandemic where everyone got used to being at home, and that's why so many people got depressed because they weren't moving. Movement itself it's just a simple thing, like just move. Like in the ancient times, like people didn't even have water in their taps. They had to go every day to walk in nature to go and collect water. Thousands of years ago, people didn't have depression like we do now, on the scale we do now. And the reason is because they moved more. It's very simple. They kept active. Like lack of activity and being too sedentary will cause depression, will cause misery. So to improve your intuition, you can connect with nature too. Like when I go for a walk in nature, I always get inspiration first thing in the morning. To me, it's meditation. I'll get inspired, I'll get loads of ideas, and my mind will just fill up with stuff that I can do for the day. But today I don't think about tomorrow. Like, you got to learn to live in the moment too. Like, carpe diem, I write about this in my book, right? Carpe diem, it means to seize the day. What page is that again? Carpe diem 16 in my book, Live the Dream. Because this is my Bible, this is what I live by. Carpe diem is a part of Horace's injunction, Carpe diem quam minimum credula postero, which appears in his Odes, published in 23 BCE. It can be translated literally as pluck the day, trusting as little as possible in the next one. Read that, I'll say that again. Pluck the day, trusting as little as possible in the next one. The way I live, and I've learned to live, is I don't know if I'm going to be here tomorrow. So this idea of mañana, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it next week, it's nonsense. Today is the day. Don't say I'm going to start meditating tomorrow. I'm going to start my breath work tomorrow. Why can't you fucking start today? You're lying to yourself, that's why. If you can, you can. It's that simple. If you can, you can. I actually like to say, if you can, you must. If you can do it, you must do it. Don't give yourself any options. Don't say, I can start this next week, I can start tomorrow. Today. Seize the day. Pluck the day, trusting as little as possible in the next one. Carpe diem. Right? So, be present. Even the word present, like, some people say like the now is the now. It's not the now as in the moment now, because if most people are understanding of what the now is completely false. Because what the now moment is already the past by the time you recognize it as the now. The now moment is already the past by the time you recognize it as the now. So I tell you what it means to be fully present in the now. It means having a presence. Being fully present. Embracing the presence within. Everyone's consciousness is a presence. That presence is what you want to connect with. The presence. Presence. Not the present moment, the presence. It's a totally different way of looking at the now, the moment. Right? Have presence. Like I have presence. Right? I have presence in everything I'm doing. I'm fully present with my presence in that activity. Does that make sense? And from that presence, you'll get intuition all the time. You'll always be doing stuff from divine guidance. Intuition is divine guidance, but it only comes if you're truly in alignment with your presence. Hopefully that answers your question, Mayhack. Much love. Thank you very much for the question. I have seen people who do meditation. I'm going to because I've probably got loads of comments here, but what I do is I scroll up so I can't see them all coming in, and I scroll through them afterwards. So I'll try to get through as many as I can. I've seen people who meditate but don't heal really their wounds or traumas. They do have knowledge, but they don't apply it. Yes, absolutely, because meditation itself is only about connecting with that presence, your soul, the higher self. Like, you have to do something with it, otherwise you will become miserable. So you won't heal truly if you don't do something with your guidance. The divine guidance comes to you, the inspiration. Even the word inspiration, I always say it means to be in spirit. Intuition is to be being guided from the divine guidance. That's why you're intuition. You're being taught from within. So, there is one, people have gurus. Like, I'm a teacher, right? I'm a teacher, I'm a coach, I'm a mentor. But there's only one true guru, the divine, God. You can call it what you like. Your higher self. If you don't believe in God or the divine, your higher self is connected to God. Not the limited self, not the me, the I. Your higher self is one with God. We are one with God, but if you get caught up with the limited me, it gets disconnected from God. So yes, absolutely right. Healing itself is a journey. It takes time. And we've got to process shadows. And the shadows really is being attached to past mistakes. Because everyone makes mistakes. I've made loads of mistakes, and, I try to make less and less mistakes, but, everyone's human. Don't beat yourself up for making mistakes. That's called self-sabotage. There's enough things that can go wrong and be against you as it is. You don't need to be against yourself. So that's called self-sabotage, like beating yourself up, right? And if you're stuck in your mind all the time, and this is why, people go into deep meditation and only meditate, they can get stuck in their mind. And if you get stuck in your mind, like if you haven't healed and you're still healing, it can be the worst place to be, in your own mind. And where does meditation take you? Into the depths of your own mind. So if you have not healed, I say to people like are really struggling and like overcoming lots of negative past memories and trauma. Like, I was hit really hard when my brother died at 43 years old a few years ago. And I went into depression again, but I had to get out of it. But I couldn't rely on meditation, because every time I meditated, all I saw was the traumatic images of my brother dying. And his yellow inflamed legs because he had jaundice, because his liver was failing, his kidneys were failing. So I had all these traumatic images there in my mind. So every time I meditated, I just kept seeing my brother dying, no matter how hard I tried. So what I did, I got out of my mind. I didn't try to find peace and bliss in here. I found it out there. And that's why I say dynamic meditation. You can find it in nature. So when you go in nature, we remind you of the beauty that's in this world. Natural beauty. And because everything is a mirror, what you see out there is going to go in here. So if you see beauty, bliss, peace, serenity, and you're just staring at it, and you're witnessing and observing that every day, like I would sit there for hours in nature, or walk for hours in nature. And that for me became like the most powerful fucking meditation. That's why I call it dynamic meditation. When you've healed, then you go within. Because if you haven't healed enough, you're going to be stuck with the trauma, the past memories, and they're all in your mind. So you've got to transcend that bullshit first by disconnecting from the mind, not going into it. This is where people go wrong. So I totally get that, Mittel. But people don't, it's common sense when I'm telling you now, right? And it makes sense. Like when I tell people this, like, oh my God, you're fucking so right. But the problem is the blind are leading the blind out there. There are people that haven't even healed themselves trying to help other people heal. How's that going to work? You need to truly love yourself before you can love others. You need to truly heal before. I'm still healing to some extent, but I've healed way more than enough to, there's always some level of healing to do. But I've healed way more than enough to help other people. But there are many, many people, and this is where you have to be wary, out there that haven't healed themselves and they're trying to help other people heal. And the thing is, they're teaching the methods that already haven't worked for them and isn't working for them. So you got to think out the box. Like, meditation should be done, and deep meditation should be done in combination with activities. Like, the activities, doing stuff, will keep your mind occupied. Like, this is why I do practices. Like, breath work is a practice. Qigong is a practice. Walking in nature is a practice. A cold shower is a practice. Going to the gym is a practice. So the practices in combination with deep meditation will help you heal. But if you rely on just meditation, you're basically setting yourself up to fuck yourself up, basically. You're going to do yourself more harm than good. So truly get that. Thank you for the question. Do you have to have a Kundalini awakening before enlightenment? Most people, you got to remember, Kundalini is already awakened in every human being. Okay, to some extent. You can just awaken it more. Okay, Kundalini is already active because that is what life force energy is. So Kundalini, the fact that you can have ideas and you can use your imagination, that comes from Kundalini energy. Like, even an atom itself has a vortex of energy running through it, which is Kundalini energy. So we're just a macro, like the atom is the microcosm. We're like a macro version of an atom. So we're just like a big atom, if you like. And if you look at an atom, it's got life force energy spiraling, vortexing, right? Most of it's empty space, right? So what are we made of? We're made of atoms and molecules, the physical body anyway. So Kundalini energy is already running through you. You can activate it more to activate more higher consciousness. But remember, enlightenment itself, you can't force. Enlightenment itself happens in a waking state. It's not something that happens during meditation. Because in meditation, you're in alpha, theta brainwave frequencies. Enlightenment is a high gamma brainwave frequency, meaning I'm awake, but I'm now truly awakened. So to become truly awakened, you need to be in a waking state. So for me, enlightenment happened as I was walking in nature, a dynamic meditation. I was walking in nature with my eyes wide open. And I was going out of body. I was literally just walking, and I was going into like a bit of a state, and I just kept transcending. I just kept leaving the body. Every day I walked in nature, as I've spoke about it many times, and I kept a journal when I was going through enlightenment. It was happening every day. So enlightenment is an experience. And for me, it lasted about 40 days. Okay? So every day, basically, I was just leaving my body. But I would have to walk and be awake for it to happen. So now everyone is different. Okay? So, I can't say, you can't make it happen. Like, I didn't make it happen. I was just walking. I just wanted to go for a walk. I didn't say, I want to go for a walk and get enlightened. That's not how it works. You can't make it happen. So what it is connecting with your true self, your higher self, and remembering who you are. That's all it is. So, everyone really is born enlightened. you become unenlightened. And then you remember who the fuck you are. So it's only going back to what was your original state when you was born. What happens in this world, because the world is this is basically hell for many people. So now it shouldn't be, but what happens is because of all the illusion and the nonsense out there, everything takes you away from your true self. You get labels, you get a name, you know, you get a job, and then you're taught how to think at school, and you taught how to use your intellectual mind and give too much weight to knowledge over intelligence. And intelligence, as I say, your unconscious mind is intelligent. That's why it runs the body, it keeps you alive. You just need to reconnect with that. When you're kids, when you're children, up until around about the age of 7 years old, you're basically using more your unconscious mind. You're more in tune with your right brain, right hemisphere of the brain. You're more intuitive, you're more creative, and you're naturally full of joy. This is why every day when you're a child, you just wake up and you're just enjoying it, and everything is just, every day is like a playground. Like you're just in a playground. What happens is then you go to school and everything becomes serious. You've got to start learning. And then there's all this bullshit of academics. Like then you got this academic curriculum that schools have. And then they guide you down, okay, now you got levels and you got to achieve certain things. So I've been at school, I've been at university, so I know. And then basically what it is, you learn all this bullshit, which takes you away from who you truly are. And as you unlearn all that bullshit, and you take all the layers of bullshit off, you get back to your original state. And that's how, because it happens later on in life, it feels like, fuck, now I remember who the fuck I am. And then you just transcend. That's the only way I can explain it. Now I try to explain like the different dimensions and heaven and all sorts before, but you can't really put it into words because it's not a physical reality that you go into when you transcend. It's non-physical. And you can't really, I labeled it obviously with the different chakras, like the 8th chakra. When I only used to know about 7, I only found out about 15 chakras through enlightenment because I actually experienced them. So then I experienced I called it the God chakra, the soul chakra, soul star chakra, the 8th chakra. And then the 9th chakra was Akashic records, when I just started to just get natural knowledge and wisdom. Everything just started to make sense. Everything that I could never figure out, when I stopped trying to figure it out and I was out of my brain consciousness and into my eternal mind and eternal soul, the dots just started to connect. That's what I call the 9th chakra. And then the 10th chakra, God consciousness realms. That's when, because the consciousness of Christ, Buddha, Guru Nanak. Now, I'm more than likely connected with these because I know these. Because I have to some extent. So you more than likely, everyone will connect with something different when they get to what I called it God consciousness realms, the 10th chakra. But I had to label it, so because I was keeping a journal when I was going through enlightenment. Because I had to write this stuff down. I said, I fucking can't forget this. I need to remember all of this. So I was keeping a journal. So I started to write it all down. And I've got a journal, and I'm keeping that journal for life. But in my journal, I wrote down like what I experienced and how I was seeing it. And the only way I could explain it is they were chakras. But the chakras were dimensions. And then the 11th chakra was the nirvana, pure bliss, nirvana. It was like being a child again, but 1,000 million times more. Like nirvana, Buddha spoke about it. It was pure ecstasy, but way more ecstasy than I've ever had from an ecstasy pill. It was a dimension of bliss. So I called it the 11th chakra, the realm of nirvana. And then the 12th chakra for me was heaven, where I said, look, this is it. I know this is enlightenment. I've read about it. I heard about it. It's fucking happened. And there's no doubts about it. I don't need anybody else to tell me. And I don't need anybody else to back it up, because when you know, you know. Like, nobody else can tell you. And, you know, let's face it, not many people have experienced that. So who else is going to be able to tell you that anyway? So, you know, this is why sometimes people say, I've never heard this before. Well, probably because nobody else has explained it to you before. I'm sure there are other people out there that have had it, experienced it, but they probably explain it in their own way, because you've got to put labels on something and explain something that really is unexplainable. So the way somebody's going to explain it is going to be completely different. So this is why the way Christ explained things will be different to, say, Guru Nanak. What Buddha explained will be different to Christ. Because everyone has a unique mind. So I'm sure when somebody else experiences the profound experience of enlightenment, they're going to experience it in their own way, which is going to be unique to them. So this is why I always tell people, I don't actually like speaking about my enlightenment. I don't like speaking about it because it puts ideas in people's minds. And I don't like that. I don't like doing that. I don't like putting ideas in people's minds, because I know for a fact when somebody else goes through enlightenment, they're not going to experience it exactly the same way I did. Because I'm trying to explain something and put into words in a way that's only going to make sense for me. It may not make sense for anybody else. You know? Hopefully that makes sense. So, yeah, I just went on a bit of a tangent about it. But that's what I personally don't like speaking about it, but I get questions about it all the time. I'd rather not speak about enlightenment. Personally. I'd rather say, look, there is such a thing. There's a fucking profound experience. But please don't go chasing it, because the more you look for it, you probably won't find it. Because the way it worked for me, I knew about enlightenment. I've studied the gurus like Osso, Christ, Lao Tzu, all the people that I believed was enlightened. I tried to learn how to gain enlightenment from them. And what I realized is my way was never going to be like theirs. So your way, every single person here, your way of experiencing enlightenment is going to be totally unique to you. Totally unique. What I can say is, don't chase it. Don't try to obtain it. Let go. It begins by letting go. And I wrote this down, and I used to listen to this song, Begin by Letting Go. I'll actually find it. Begins by Letting Go by Ethelwood. And I was listening to that song a lot back then. And because one of my really, really good friends, I know he gained enlightenment. He don't speak about it. He don't teach or anything like that, but I know he has. He's much older than me, but I know he has. And he always used to keep saying to me, it begins by letting go. He always used to tell me, your ego's getting in your way. Your ego's getting in your way. You keep thinking you know it all. You keep thinking you know it all. And I never got it. I never understood what he was saying. I now get it, because what happens is you get in your own way. You need to forget about what you think you know. You need to give up on the whole idea of gaining enlightenment. Then it will happen. It just happens. You can't make it happen. Like, people say you can make it happen through meditation. I don't think you can. Because I tried. You can get insights and get experiences from deep meditation. People have a spiritual awakening. That's not enlightenment. People have a Kundalini awakening. That's not enlightenment. Because enlightenment is a totally different thing. So it's very, very hard to put in words. Because I had my Kundalini awakening, what I call Kundalini awakening, and all that energy and that fire, like back in 2015. Enlightenment for me didn't happen until beginning of 2021. So it's not that long ago. 2 years ago, right? So, but now I understand it. I mean, that's actually when I started The Mind of Matter. And that's when I wrote my book. But I would always say, look, give up on the idea of trying to gain enlightenment. Just focus on the practices, focus on letting go of bullshit, unlearning mostly, unlearn, and then get used to being taught from within, right? So you don't have to have a Kundalini awakening before enlightenment. I don't believe. I did, but I think enlightenment is a completely different thing. As I said, everyone has Kundalini energy running through them anyway. But give up on that. Give up on the particulars, Salona. Give up on this whole like trying to connect the dots, because you'll get in your own way if you try to do that. So that's all I can say on that. Like, give up on the idea of it. Give up on how do I make it happen, and then you've got a much better chance. When ascending, do you experience brain fog and inflammation? Not at all. You get you get extreme clarity of mind, Joshua. Extreme clarity. Like, all the things you could never figure out, you just start connecting the dots. So brain fog itself, now I know a lot of people get this probably if they smoke too much weed. So you got to go through, like for me, I had to go through a whole cleansing period, because I used to do drugs, I used to drink alcohol, I used to smoke weed. I had to give up all the bullshit. And weed as well, like that will, like, people think like you need that to you don't. I just spoke about that at the beginning of this. You don't need anything. Why would God need you to have an external substance to give you what is your birthright? So brain fog itself can be caused by many things, but more than likely some toxins in the body. So cleansing, like fasting. This is why I do fasting every day. Most days I don't eat. I wake up like 6 a.m., 6:30 a.m. every day. I won't eat until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Why? Because it cleanses my body every day. Intermittent fasting. Now you could do longer fasts. I've done that before, but I prefer and believe in consistency and making it a lifestyle. Whereas like if you do like a 7-day fast or a 5-day fast, it's not something you can do. You do it every now and again. But intermittent fasting, and I teach this on my Energy Mastery course, the online course that the link is in my bio if anybody hasn't seen it. I recommend as a part of that program in the 30-day plan that I'll give people to do intermittent fasting every day, because it cleanses you. Only thing, I do drink water, so it's not a dry fast. I drink loads of water, flush it out. So, because I used to smoke cigarettes back in the day, I used to smoke weed, I used to drink alcohol, I used to take like many like years and years ago. So all that shit is still in the body. Like you got if you've done nonsense like that, every time like you have any substance like that, you're not pure in mind. So, you know, you can literally reset yourself back to starting from scratch again every time you decide or you fall back to substances. So I learned this the hard way. You know, I'm 44 years old now, and, you know, I've been reading that book, The Opening of the Third Eye, since I'm 15 years old. And I truly do believe it took me longer than it should have because of substances. So if from my clients, I know that people that experience brain fog, it's diet, nutrition, and substances. They rely on smoking weed too much, or they do still drink alcohol. They smoke cigarettes. All this stuff will fuck you up. Inflammation. So you need to be pure in mind and spirit. You need to purify the body. So, mind, body, soul. Mind, body, spirit. It has to be the Holy Trinity. Like all three need to be like you start with the body. Everything is about discipline. Like if you can't get disciplined about your body, you're not going to be there's already a negative state, because if you can't focus on getting body sorted and cleansed and the discipline to do that, how are you going to have the discipline to master your mind? How are you going to have the discipline to connect with, do the practices? So, an easy way to get discipline is like to do something consistently, something simple like intermittent fasting. Like, don't eat in this window, eat during this window. So, because it's discipline. Discipline is key. So, discipline needs to be formed. And then when you have discipline, your mind gets clear. So brain fog, probably down to lack of discipline, toxins, not enough serious daily practice. Like you have to get your values right. Like people understand beliefs, but a lot of people don't understand like perception is a projection. I'm a certified neuro-linguistic programming practitioner, been a master practitioner since 2006. And one of the things we learn in neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, is perception is a projection, and your perception is based upon, so how you see the world and how you see the whole experience is based upon what you believe and what you value. And a lot of people understand beliefs, but they don't get values. Values are what you believe to be important. Like if you don't believe it to be important to sort your mind and your body out, you're not going to do it. Right? Like even think about it like in terms of other ways, like value. What is value? Like I'm a financial trader as well. My other business, thetradingframework.com, I've been running since 2005. The main concept that I teach is value trading value. Right? Even the markets have value. And the markets go back to where value is. And what your mind will do, it will always go back to what you value. So this is why when you spend money on something, you value it more. This is what I do, free stuff. I'll do this stuff. I do Instagram lives and I share loads of free stuff. I've got paid courses. Everyone wants the free stuff. But it's the people that do the paid stuff that get the biggest change, the biggest difference. Why? Because when you pay for something, you pay for coaching. I've always paid for coaching and mentoring. Why? Because when I pay for it, I get discipline to follow through. When someone gives you something for free, I've got a free breathwork course, Kambo breathwork course. It's 8 modules. It should be chargeable, but I give it away free. I've got hundreds of people that sign up for it, hundreds and hundreds. But I can see how many people actually do it. Less than 10% people actually do it. So they had no problem signing up because that's the easy bit. Signing up for it is the easy bit because it's free. But how many people actually do it? Less than 10%. Why? Because they haven't paid for it. So they don't value it. Now, the people that do my paid courses, like I've got an event on the 21st and the 22nd of January, right? Now it's 50% off at the moment, but the full price of that is £399. There's £197 right now. Okay. Now, if someone pays that for it, it's a whole weekend event. 4 hours on a Saturday, 4 hours on a Sunday, but a lot of practice. But because people pay for it, they're going to value it more because now they've put money, people have an attachment to money. But this is how value works. When you put value onto something, you will focus on it more and you're much more likely to do it. So the people that do my paid courses, guess what? They show up on time, they do it, and like my energy mastery course, people do the 30-day action plan. Why? Because they've paid for it. they value it more. That's how value works. You will focus on what you value. So if people don't value, like, if you don't value and understand the importance, because what is a value? A value is something of importance. And you know what? This is why when everybody looks out here, many of you have had this experience before. If you like, say, for example, a certain car, a certain material thing, right? A certain car, certain pair of shoes, right? Let's focus on a car, okay? Now, if you like a car, let's say it's a Mercedes, right? A certain model of Mercedes. If you like that car, you will spot it everywhere. Every time one drives past, you'll see it. Why do you notice it? It's because you value it. It's not that they don't exist. Like, there will be other people out there which don't quite like that car as much as you, so they don't value it as much as you. They won't even notice it. But you, because you like it, you value it, you're going to see it you're going to notice it every time. That's how value works. And what you will focus on in your life is what you value. So when people have no real idea and understanding of what you value, like, this is, I would urge everyone here, like, today, write down 3 things that you value most. 3 things that you value most. Like, for me, top is always family, my wife and my kids. Right? But I also value myself. I value myself and my self-development. It's on top of my list. Because if I am shit, if I don't value myself, if I don't have love for myself, how am I going to have love for anyone else? So you always got to have self-love. A lot of people don't realize, like, you got to value yourself. You got to put yourself, like, in that top 3 if you don't. This is why I asked you guys, because most of you guys will probably write your top 3 things of value and you wouldn't have put yourself in it. I can guarantee you that. I know, because I've done this exercise with thousands of people. Now you will. But what top 3 things do you value? Top 3 things. Ask yourself that question. And then focus on those 3 things every day. But if you're not clear with what you value, you're going to have that brain fog. You're going to be lost. So lack of clarity and brain fog comes from not getting clear. You know, I always say confidence comes from clarity, commitment, and courage. Get clear, get committed, and have courage. Then you'll have confidence. The 4 C's. But if you're not clear, like, this is why, like, if you just meditate, and you're letting go all the time, you're getting out of your mind. This is why I keep saying the importance of the yin and the yang. Yes, you got to go within, but for a reason, for a purpose, to get that intuition, get that inspiration. So when you come back out into this reality, you're clear with what you need to focus on. But what a lot of people do is they meditate, and they're just like, oh, in la la land. They don't write down anything. Like, the simple act of writing things down is so powerful. Write down what beliefs limit you. Write down what beliefs can empower you. How many people do these exercises? Write down your top 3 values. just writing them down will make you consciously aware of what you need to keep focusing on. So, you know, yourself, then you can break down further. So me, like what's important? Okay, myself, I'm important. What's important as if I put myself in that top 3 list? Well, how do I help evolve myself? How do I grow? Because this is the truth. If you're not growing, you're simply dying. We're like fruits. We're born and we die. But to keep growing, there's mental development, there's spiritual development and physical development. Those 3 areas you've got to grow. Erica Freeman, can you please share this? So I know I'll answer these questions really in depth, but that's my thing. Once I get going, that's unconscious intelligence. This ain't scripted. It's coming straight from my mind to you, right? Because you don't need to think. It's unconscious intelligence. Trying to figure everything out, that's the intellect. It gets in your way. This is why I do Qigong. Because Qigong, and you guys have probably seen my videos, the reason I do that is because I'm connecting with Qi, life force energy, but also unconscious intelligence. Because what I do is I put a song on, I do my breath work, and I just let go and I just move. I move however my body wants to move, and however I'm feeling Qi and the energy. I'm just letting the life force energy flow through me and move me. And what that is bringing my brain in alignment with unconscious intelligence, the flow of life itself. And the more you do that, so that's for me, it's a daily practice. But people read too much and don't do enough. Like knowledge is useless if you don't put it into practice. So practice is much more important than reading more and gaining more knowledge. Can you please share this playlist, Erica Fryman? Yeah, sure. Which one? I don't know which one. Was it the trance music stuff that I was playing? Because that's what I had on in the background earlier. My playlists are actually on Spotify. This one, that was called Kambo Tech Trance. I think that's the only music playlist I played today. I don't know if I put anything else on today. But yeah, you can DM me, Erica Freeman. I'll send you the link. No problem. Zach Moon Nayam, do you ever hear the frequencies change around you? Like literally. Everything is sound frequencies. But no, I don't hear them change. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Sorry, I don't quite get what you mean. To hear frequencies change. Hey, Steph got the type of big brother I wish I had. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's the Erica. That's the DJ in me. As I said, I started DJing when I was 14 years old. So music, I do everything to music. Like music is so powerful. So, music can manage your state of mind. It's so simple, it's so profound. Like people miss the simple stuff, like music and movement. Like move. Don't get too sedentary. Music, like if I want to feel relaxed, now we had some trance music on, it's a bit high energy earlier. I actually said I was going to put some relaxing music on. So, and if I put relaxing music on, it will instantly relax me. So I've got a Kambo sound healing playlist. And because everything is rhythm and vibration, right? Everything is rhythm and vibration. So if we are energetic beings and we are vibration, we can change our vibration through the vibration in music. So like meditation music like this, is lower vibration. So this will take you into alpha brainwave frequencies. You do it for long enough, even theta brainwave frequencies, so it take you out of beta and into a relaxed state. This is what I teach on my energy mastery course. Actually, that superhuman activation event, you get the energy mastery course included. So if anyone's serious about this, join me on the 21st, 22nd of January. And come and do the practice on the event. And you'll get the energy mastery. That's 10 hours of online training you get instant access to. But what I focus on in that event is a lot of this, like using music, the dynamic meditation stuff I spoke about, breath work, like even breath work, if I slow down the rhythm of breath, because everything is rhythm and vibration. If I slow down the rhythm of breath and the rhythm of music, and the movement, I'm getting relaxed instantly, like really, really quickly, because I'm instantly changing my rhythm and vibration by using slower rhythmic music and a slower rhythmic breath. Now, if I put high energy music on, and earlier I did really fast, intense breath work. So now if I change the music, so that's slow. Now if I want to go into gamma brainwave frequencies, higher consciousness, I don't want to be relaxed. So this is for relaxation. I feel at peace, I feel blissful, I feel relaxed. An important state to be in. But I can't get shit done in that state. So I need to change the pace. So, I played it earlier, so then I changed the rhythm, I put some trance music on, drum and bass, whatever music you like, rock music, it doesn't matter. Change the rhythm of the music. Let's go even faster. So here we are. And now I do faster breath work, faster music, because this is moving faster. Now as a DJ, I've got software and I can see music. So when you put like meditation music on, it actually mimics alpha, theta brainwave frequencies. It moves slower. The waves in the actual soundtrack are slower. When you put like trance music on, dance music on, drum and bass music on, you'll notice that the waves are faster, like gamma brainwave frequencies. So I connected these dots, right? Gamma brainwave frequencies. Use music that has a similar wave frequency. I want lower brainwave frequencies, the relaxed states. Use music that has a lower wave frequencies. So this, then I change the rhythm of breath, make it more intense. Need to get that out. That gamma brainwave frequencies. Right, so very, really simple. People get way overcomplicate stuff, right? Keep it simple, stupid, right? KISS. Keep it simple. You want to feel relaxed? Listen to something relaxing. Slow down your breath. You want to get energized? Pick up the pace with the breath work and put high energy music on. Simple, right? Alright, this has been quite a long live. Hopefully it will save, it will be on the page. Much love, thank you very much everyone for joining in. Love you all. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Like, none of this is complicated. State of mind. Your energy is a reflection of your state of mind. So you want to relax. Really, you only want two states in this life. You want relaxed, at peace, and you want energized and productive. You don't want to just be relaxed. You don't want to be always energized. You want the yin, which is the relaxed, and the yang, which is the energized. So you want both. Now, what most people do is just get up and mull along all day long and just stay in beta brainwave frequencies, which I call the zombie state, just normal waking state, and not mastering energy and state of mind. If you want to master your state of mind and manage your energy, get used to doing these practices. You're in total control of your state of mind and your level of energy. Like instantly you can become relaxed, instantly you can get energized. No drugs, no substances required. That's why I said you don't need weed, you don't need alcohol, you don't need cocaine, you don't need any substances. God has given you everything you need. A mind that can control energy. A mind that can control its own state. All you got to do is take control of that mind. And you can become relaxed whenever you want. You can get energized whenever you want. Like I'm quite high energy. Like I get energized and then I need to relax. Right? It's important to get in tune with circadian rhythms as well. Like, you know, that can really throw you off. Like if you get into the habit of like staying up too late, not getting, you know, try to be like an animal, man. Get up when the sun rises. Get up nice and early. You know, one of the major symptoms of depression itself is not wanting to live, not wanting to wake up. Like get up, just get up and fucking walk. That's how I got out of depression. I don't care how, just get up and walk. You'll feel okay as soon as you start walking. I guarantee it. Just walk. But don't get up and then, oh shit, I don't want to do anything. Like, walk. Alright, my battery's gonna die, I only got 5%. I'm gonna have to kill it, guys. Thank you very much. Much love. Thank you so much for joining in.